Hey everyone. Oh, I forgot I need to get this on. Ugh, it's a nice pack. Yeah, I thought I'd open the stream with something a little weird. Yeah, I injured my wrist today and I gotta ice it down in the hopes that I don't have to make another trip to urgent care. I guess you could say this is now a spiritual sequel to the video about how my back pain ruined my day when the Switch 2 was announced. That and all the negativity that I talked about in last night's stream that I am not going to repeat here. Like I said, I am tired of that. Okay, I think this side might be better for the... Okay, I think I've got a grip on it. Alright, yeah, that's gonna have to do. So yeah, in today's video I talked about old skills that were useless, and I realized I might need someday. To get into the whole reason that these streams that I wanted to do these live streams is to expand on things I may have forgotten to mention when I initially did the video, because I record these days, if not weeks in advance. Yeah, yesterday I cranked out enough videos to cover me through the following Sunday. So at least I'm good through Easter. I could actually take a break from editing videos if I so chose. Okay, the ice pack is starting to help the wrist pain. So yeah, I guess I actually wasn't thinking about this before, but I just thought about it. First aid. That is a very useful skill, and honestly, though it's not really an outdated one. Sure, some info might be a little outdated. Like I heard that CPR has actually changed a little bit. I think it's mostly hands-free these days. There's still mouth-to-mouth CPR, but CPR these days is mostly hands only. I don't know if it's because of I don't know if it's about consent or if it's a matter of hands only CPR just works objectively better. I don't know what else to say. Probably, I hope that it just objectively works better. Yeah, it's a very useful skill. We actually learned it in senior year of high school for our gym class requirement. Yeah, I'm not kidding. One CPR class for about 2 hours counted for the entire year of gym class, for the entire requirement from the state curriculum. Hey, I didn't write the curriculum. I was just taught it by teachers who followed it. Though they add their own things. Like my 11th grade English teacher taught us The Catcher in the Rye, which wasn't one of the required books in the curriculum, but he was able to do it. Meanwhile, my the other ninth grade English teacher, who all my friends had, taught The Hunger Games. True story. Yeah, the strange thing about that school year is that it was the first year that they had two different teams. I don't know if other middle schools or high schools across the country do this, but in my town in Massachusetts, we have the we had teams, so there would be. I remember, I think in sixth grade, one was the Lions, one was the Tigers. I don't remember specifically. Don't quote me on that. I just know that they changed it to. In eighth grade, they changed it to more historically relevant names. Then ninth grade, they added a. My class was the first to be on teams, apparently to ease the transition into high school. But that is a topic for another day. Let's get back to old skills or useful skills in general to expand on today's video. So one that I actually really thought about before the start of this stream was changing a tire, because I once got a flat tire on purpose. True story. It was a choice between, it was kind of like the trolley dilemma for those of you who haven't taken philosophy classes or anything like that. The trolley dilemma is basically a situation where you're put in a basically an impossible situation where you have to choose between leaving the switch alone for an out of control trolley and letting 5 people expire, or you flip the switch and you still save the other 4. You save those 5, but one person expires. So basically, I had to get a flat tire to avoid having to deal with car insurance or anything like that. So I did also call my dad over that day for it, but he helped me learn to change a flat tire with the tools that were available, putting the spare on. And I made it to the internship at the public access TV station. I was late, but I made it. So after that, a couple days later, he made me use some other equipment we had to put on a brand new tire, like a more long-term one, because the spare isn't supposed to be used up to a certain speed or for that long. But after that, and for the rest of the time when I was driving, I learned how to put on a spare tire instead of waiting for AAA. So I'd call that a win. So if you have any old skills or that might not seem as useful today, but might not be a bad idea to know, drop them in the chat. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to know what maybe I should learn. I mean, there are other skills that you could learn in general, not just the ones that the particular set of skills Liam Neeson had. Like I said, first aid would be pretty useful, though I don't know how much I can do for whatever happened with my wrist, to the point that I have to ice it down. Actually, I think I have to try and tighten this. This is entirely me improvising so that so I don't have to move it around as much. Wish I could just tape it right to my arms, but then that would really hurt the arm hair. Okay, I think this is the best I'm gonna get out of it. Okay, I think I'm just gonna have to hold it in place at this point. But yeah, old skills can be pretty useful. There's actually a video that displayed them. 50 popular hobbies to start today. Probably none of them involve just playing video games or doing this. YouTube. Becoming smart is easy. Now, I've actually read the 48 Laws of Power, or listened to the audiobook actually. But there's this one video, I know I've seen it, that showed old skills today that aren't used. That use anymore. Okay, I'm pretty sure the title was something along that. You know what? I've got nothing. I should stop worrying about this. Oh God, more anti-Nintendo Switch 2 videos. I get it, YouTube. Oh my God, this one has 1 million views? Wonder how many subscribers this person has.
YouTube does this creator
80.7K. Well, I respect his right to express his opinion. First Amendment and all that. Just as I have the right to say, I am still looking forward to the Nintendo Switch 2. I am not going to let the negativity get to me. Maybe I should just reset my entire YouTube watch history at this point. I mean, what have I really got to lose? I can just save what videos from my history that I want to my favorites or something like that. And then I can just watch them again. Or maybe I should really start using YouTube to listen to / watch space travel content instead of non-stop bickering about the price of a video game console that, sure, might come down if nobody buys it at first and Nintendo decides to just do that in the hopes of boosting sales, or because retailers are like, we can't move systems at this price. Please lower it. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, I got the tickets for that planetarium show I was talking about last night. Yeah, there's going to be a astrophysicist there who's a special guest who will be signing copies of her book. I might actually buy a copy of that. We'll see. Come on, why won't this just stay in place? Yeah, this is a pretty low stakes injury in the grand scheme of things because I can still move it freely. I was still able to play some Donkey Kong Country Returns HD earlier. And my mom was like, it's just gonna aggravate. Maybe it will, but I really want to beat level 4 of K. I've been stuck on it for so long. Ugh, if I didn't have the banana coins for it, I would have run out of lives by now. Or I'd be down to 0. Yeah, I'd be down to 0 balloons at this point. But I digress. So now I guess it's a matter of looking at other videos to expand on because I think I've exhausted all the old slash dated skills that I could think of. Think what which of my videos should I expand on? Do I go back to the very first or do I start with a more recent one and work my way back? You can let me know in the chat. All right. Let's go with the oldest ones because I want to talk about it. Check. Oh, wait, I don't have it up here. Now I do. As you can see, I used AI to generate thumbnails. Then I put together clip art ones, then another generated with AI, and then I just stopped making thumbnails until February. And I would just use gameplay footage and such. So, first one, I should have stuck with learning karate. And that one I talked about how I gave up on trying to learn karate after they had a birthday ritual where the birthday person got a bunch of punches from everyone, correlating with the number of ages. My 9th birthday was coming up, so I weaseled my way out of that. Sorry for the technical difficulties with the camera. Okay, we're back. So yeah, basically, I really wanted to learn karate again after I watched Cobra Kai last year and the Karate Kid movies. Yeah, it wouldn't have been the same because it would have been more of a Cobra Kai style environment with a licensed commercial karate studio instead of Mr. Miyagi at his house. But I digress. I really should have stuck with it because Chuck Norris brought me back into it in terms of thinking about it, but I never really actually got into it like I should have. So yeah, wrist is feeling a little better now. That's good. or we'll see how it feels. Drain the water bottle in the meantime. Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I should see someone about my wrist. Ugh, this improvised thing just isn't holding it in place. Now, I have a headband that acts as a cold compress. How I wish I'd thought to bring that up. Okay, I shouldn't play around with that. So yeah, other than that, other than hurting my wrist and continually failing in Donkey Kong Country Returns HD at level 4K in mirror mode, I watched the first episode of Fallout. It was good. I liked it. I didn't exactly get any of the video game references, but considering it was really good on its own without understanding the games, I think they did something right. Yeah, I got the idea from my cousin's husband last year when I was at my other cousin's son's first birthday party. It was just an idea I had, or I sat on it for almost a year now. Over a year since it came out, but almost a year of just sitting on it. And here I am. I finally watched the first episode, and like I said, it was pretty good on its own merits. Yeah, he also told me after I told him that I finally got to it that he recommends playing out Fallout 3 in New Vegas. And apparently Skyrim. I've actually played Skyrim. You know what? Let us actually see if it's on Steam. Oh, no, not Apple News. Oh, uh, sorry for that behind the scenes thing. Okay. Steam Power. I forgot the URL is actually steampower.com Fallout. Okay, I'm not getting 76 because that is just, I heard it was an abomination. There we go. Very positive, very positive. It's available on Steam. Oh, it's playable on the Steam Deck if I decide to get one, but it looks like it only operates on Windows OS. That's the downside of Steam. Yeah, have to. The downside of Steam is you have to figure out whether you have a device that's even compatible with it in the first place. Unlike with the Switch ecosystem, I can just open up the Switch eShop and everything that is available from there is there. I don't have to worry about compatibility with one OS or one device or another. Lately, I've been looking at getting more indie games on Steam that can run on my MacBook in lieu of getting them on the Switch or the Switch 2 and just making that the purely Nintendo device because the only game I have in my Steam account, The Cave, is not playable on the Switch, and I don't think I can spend the money on a Steam Deck. Sorry about that. Just for that. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, it'll be nice to return to the Museum of Science on next week, even though I won't get to experience the full museum, just the planetarium show and the Martian and the Mugar Omni Theater, which I know I seem very tired right now, but I'm really excited for it. The Martian is one of my favorite movies. Yeah, there's that. So for those of you who haven't seen my Halloween experience and how it's okay to give up sometimes, that was the last time I was there. So Halloween, I went to the Museum of Science and I spent the whole day there, open to close, after getting breakfast at Dunkin' and then calling the Uber from the store nearby. I went to the museum, bought my tickets right there. Pro tip for pretty much anything that doesn't give refunds: buy your tickets at the door. Don't go spending money on reserving tickets and then finding out, uh-oh, I'm not actually gonna be able to make it that day. So yeah, I did that. Pro tip also, don't go to museums or anything like that right when they open because the emptiness will feel kind of eerie. You know, it's all about liminal spaces and things like that. Apparently, liminal spaces make things seem kind of creepy without other people around. Meaning that when it's something that's made for having large numbers of people in there, it's really eerie when it's empty. Or maybe it wasn't called liminal spaces. I don't know. Oh, I found the video that where I did that. Let's actually watch it from Flurf
This
Design.
video is sponsored by NordVPN. Get a 2-year plan at a discount plus 4 additional months for free by visiting nordvpn.com/flurfdesign. Have you ever walked down a suburban street or an empty parking lot and thought, this place feels creepy? It's the uniformity, lack of diversity, and the endless maze of sterile streets. It's no surprise that suburban horror is a popular genre seen in countless movies and shows. But what's even more prevalent are images of
I don't think I've ever heard of suburban horror until I watched this movie. Watched this video for the first time some time ago.
suburbs being used as liminal spaces. Liminal spaces are an in-between or transitional space between two places. Think of hallways, stairwells, or airports. These images have become very popular on the internet, depicting eerie abandoned places that evoke feelings of unease, nostalgia, and sadness. So is it not concerning that the places we live in are considered strange and creepy?
Why does everything in America look like this? There's no good urban planning anymore.
Like, I think it's like the silence of the suburbs that kind of scare me.
It's because of car dependency, which I'm going to talk about in a video I have coming up.
Like, it's quiet.
Us humans made sense of our environment through context. Playgrounds should have kids playing in it, malls should have people shopping, and parking lots should be full of cars. But when you take these environments away from their context, it creates a strange and uncanny feeling that something is missing. Picture a playground at night, an abandoned mall, or an empty parking lot. This is the essence of what makes these liminal space images feel so weird. The term for this is called canopsia, a place that's usually bustling.
The eerie, forlorn atmosphere of a place usually bustling with people, but is now abandoned and quiet. School hallway in the evening, unlit office on a weekend, vacant fairgrounds, an emotional afterimage that makes it seem not just empty, but hyper empty. Honestly, I don't see the problem with it being empty. Things like these are going to be empty sometimes. I don't know what else to say. I guess we're just not meant to see them when they're empty, is probably the better way to put it.
With people, but is now abandoned and quiet. These images give off the feeling that humans have suddenly disappeared and we are peering into a post-apocalyptic world. But despite this, these places still appear neat and well maintained. Who's mopping the floors? What's keeping the lights on? Suburbia is built like a city. You have houses, sidewalks, and streets, but where is everyone?
They're probably all inside, like one of the commenters on my family friendly spaces video. Let me pull it up. No, wait, neither of these comments were on that. This one went into all kinds of details about how I was just wrong when my emphasis was these were all low stake things, not high stakes whatever. But this one, it's not. There's a reason why kids don't go outside anymore. I think that was a direct reply to the title, which was, again, why America's public spaces are actually welcoming to families. I mean, as I said in that video, if you've ever been inside any public bathroom in America, there is always a diaper changing station. I can't think of the last time there was not a dedicated space in a public restroom for a diaper changing station that I was aware of. You know, maybe those smaller, no, the family ones are what's dedicated for, are the ones that are more likely to have diaper changing stations, which, like I said in that video, was for health reasons, not because Americans don't like seeing families out and about. But anyway, I think I'm gonna call it here for this stream because I can't really think of anything else for it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.